Good morning. It's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Today is April 28th, and this is Flosstube video 49. I can't believe there's already 49 videos. Well, more than that with some bonus videos, but 49, where's the time gone? I hope you all are having a good day, a good week. I am on vacation this week, and I have a list a mile long of things I want to get done, but I have been painting the inside of my house, and this is the fourth day of painting. And when I say paint, it's like 8 to 10 hours straight of painting. I got my bedroom painted yesterday. I'm sorry, day one was my bedroom. We have a big bedroom. I would never build a house with a bedroom that size, but it was a dark kind of olive green color. And even though it's one coat paint, it required quite a bit of touch-ups. So that was done, and I got my bedroom back in order. Now, yesterday I painted the dining room, and I painted the entryway area and the hallway, which has 4 doors, and every room it seems like has 4 windows and 3 doors. So I'm constantly cutting in and painting around something. So it's slow going, but it does look so much better. So much better. I'm very happy with it. I just wish it was done. So the rest of my vacation, hopefully I'll paint today. Probably tomorrow will be touch up, and maybe even have to paint part of the living room tomorrow. Then I will have some days where I can just do what I want. Just do my craft stuff. Today I just want to show you some finishes and some whips. Some haul. I will probably save my shout outs for a future video. Y'all are producing videos faster than I can watch it. I mean, I go into YouTube and there's 25 new videos. I'm like, I'm no way am I going to catch up on this, but keep creating the content because I think we all love it. Let's see what else is going on. I think that's it. I've been finishing things. I have a list of what I want to get done. My husband's been working on our to-do list around the house too, so it feels good that we're accomplishing things. But I do have a to-do list of my craft items. Now let me just show you some finishes that I have. Oops, I'm going to have to pause because I see a pile of them over there. I'll be right back. Okay, the magic of television, right? I'm only gone for a half split second. So this is what I've been working on. I did not put something behind this. You haven't seen this one because it was a start and a finish. This is Threadworks Primitives, and I think it is Painted Thread Sampler. This I got as a kit, but she has since released it. It's by Nan Lewis, who owns the company, and she sells on Etsy. Threadworks Primitives, and I just love this. It's so sweet and simple, and I think I will make a big pillow out of this. So I have some potential backing fabrics. There's this one, although the scale of the print's pretty big. There's that one. There's this one. This is a Blackbird, I think, fabric. Potentially that one. That one's a little light though. There's this one. This is a French General. It's a little bit lighter also. So I'm sort of playing with my stash to see what I want to back this with. I do believe I will do a ruched ribbon, kind of a wonky ribbon finish on the outside for trim, and I have several of those to choose from. This is just seam binding. And Blackbird Designs really, I think has used some of that, and I'll show you where I've used it in a finish recently, but I just got this one done. I would say this was a 3-day project because really I built the borders, I did the letters, and that didn't take long, and then I did the bouquet in the middle, but it's just really, it's super sweet. I really like that one. So that's my first whip. I'm sorry, that's my first finish. And I have some FFOs. But let me show you. I'm a little disorganized this morning because truly I stopped what I was doing to shoot this video. Where's my other one? Oh, the other one is inside. I think I'm going to go get that too. So hold again, please. Again, the magic of video. I'm so fast. This one is, is Heartstring Samplery, All the Pretty Flowers. I'm not sure if this is released yet. It might be. This was a club kit. I think it was from one of the Dying to Stitch clubs. Well, that's all right. You can see the background poking through here, but this is where I am so far. And this fabric, you know what, it's a little stiff, but I really kind of like stitching it in hand. It's really hard to move your needle in and out with the sewing method, so I do kind of poke and stab with this one. But the colors are great, and there's enough body in the material that it's not floppy, so it's easy to stitch in hand, I think. And I've been going to some Zoom meetings with virtual stitching. My craft room is at the back of our garage, and I usually just get my laptop up and throw it on my ironing board, and I'll do my Zoom meeting out here. But I stitch mostly inside with my husband. We watch TV. So I just grabbed a tin that I have, and it's sort of my portable stitch in hand repository. It's super handy. And it was sitting out in my craft room. I didn't even think about it until one day I just threw everything in it. And I'm like, oh, I can just go back and forth in the house and to my craft room. And it's super convenient. So if you have something like that hanging around your house, consider using that. So that was my new start. You just saw my start and finish. I'm going to show you, I'm just all over today, but I'm going to show you some FFOs that I've been working on. This is Merry and Bright by Pineberry Lane. And this is a club kit from Dying to Stitch. It is so stinking adorable. And you just braid some fancy floss. I think there's a DMC color in there for the hanger. Oh my gosh, it was a spider that just came down. Ooh! Sorry, Amy loves toads. I know you like the insects, but I don't want one hanging on me. So this is super cute. Merry and Bright. I'll edit that out, but probably not. Then there's another Dying to Stitch club. This is a needle roll, and I think this is called Christmas, I don't know, Christmas needle roll or something like that. I showed you the finish, but now I've fully finished it. And this is just so sweet. I love kits. I mean, you know, I know that a kit is a financial commitment, but it's all done, and my time is worth something. And I love just being able to pick it up and work on it and not having to worry about searching for threads or finishing materials. It all is in there. So that's the needle roll. Then, okay. I posted this on Instagram and on a couple of Facebook groups because this turned out, I can't tell you how much I love this. It is from the Blackbird Designs. It's the strawberries from the Deck the Halls book. And I had stitched them. They are all quick stitches. So if you were going to do a Mania start, this would be great. You could just get your fabrics lined up. This is all 36 count fabrics, but you could do different colors, just know, different counts. Just know that you'll have to adjust the pattern for the size of the strawberry when you're done. So in my little covered dish, I don't know what you call it. So I got this at Hobby Lobby last year or the year before. The berries are finished. And they are so sweet. I'm going to just kind of hold these and show you the ones in the back too. But I love these. The little house and all the berries with the pretty flowers on it. The lace cap. So this lace is from Hobby Lobby. It's what's called for in the book. And the seam binding is one of the seam bindings that I just showed you. It's the same seam binding from the book. But I love this. I love it. it was so that don't be afraid to try new things. The instructions were pretty good on the finishing. And a couple of tips that I learned from Linda Stoltz from Erica Michaels when we were at the Dine to Stitch retreat last year. She did a lecture and gave us some finishing tips with strawberries, making strawberries. And one is take a little bit of a yarn. Like I learned about an inch is good, and tuck it into the tip of the strawberry once you sew the side and turn it. And that will, otherwise if you have, say, crushed walnuts, if that's what you're using, when you lay the strawberry down, it will tend to bend at the tip. And putting yarn in there just helps it, when you put the crushed walnuts in, make sure you pack it on top, but it just gives a little bit of firmness to the tip of the strawberry. It was fun. Give it a try. It's not perfect. And I do have on my Insta stories a highlight of the clips of when I put these together. So if you just want to see somebody else working on it and sort of see the process of what I went through, take a look at my Instagram and go to my highlights. It should be on my main page. So those were my FFOs. And I'll show you a couple whips here. I did have some time to work on Susan Rambo. Now, Becky with Socks for Mom, she and I have been stitching on this, as has Lori from Mischievous Stitches. This is Susan Rambo, 1839 sampler. And those flowers, I mean, oh. But the green, okay, so the green goes on for days, it feels like, when you're stitching that in the bottom. What I worked on, I think since the last time I showed you this, is I finished the bottom green on the left side of the pattern. I started the tree and I completed the vase and started the flowers in the vase. And then I got the one flower on this one side and this little bird below it. But those flowers, they just look like lollipops. They're so delicious. I just really enjoy stitching on this, and I can't wait to bring it back out, honestly. But that will be a little while down the road because Mania, which I'll talk briefly about in a minute. I also worked on Halloween at Hollyberry Farm, and I spilled red wine on my pattern. You can see it was all across the top. I'm having issues with that, so I have to be super careful not to inundate and spill on my items that I'm working on. This is stitched on 40 count vintage wood smoke by Lakeside Linens. And I did convert some of the colors. Julie from Kansas City Girl in Colorado World did something similar. The colors are really black when you pull them and look at them in person. And I liked the bluish kind of cast that they have in the picture. So I changed it. And I changed them to Blacksmith Blue and Black Crow. Are the two that I picked. So look at that little cat. Isn't it cute? The house building's going on. That tree was amazing to work on. And that border just pops on this fabric. So I did work on that, I believe, since the last time we met. So those are the two whips. What else? What else am I working on here? Let's see. I do have some haul. I'll show you that next. And so I was on, well, this goes with my Mania. So let me just talk briefly about Mania. I had thought about doing kits, just all kits, right? And then I thought about doing a patriotic Mania because I'm like, I have a lot of patriotic pieces that I could work on. I have several whips, and I ended up with 31 days of patriotic Mania. Many of those are kits, and I still had twice as many that I did not choose, which I will probably start in July when my hair is sticking straight up in spots. This pandemic has been tough on my hair. as y'all, I'm sure, can sympathize, right? Sorry for the squirrel moment there. So I will show you, I ended up looking at some different patriotic pieces that I don't have. And so I bought two from Teresa Kitten Stitcher. This one is Sheepish Designs Eagle 106th Exemplary. Now, I don't know how Teresa works her magic, but she finds things that seemingly might be out of print and she has them in her shop. So I bought this one. I also bought Sheepish Designs Shady Day 110th Exemplary, which, look at those flowers. Don't you love that? Sorry, I didn't take this out of the container first, or out of the packaging. Adorable. And I think she still has those in her shop. I picked this one up off of Etsy. This is Heartstrings. It's a Grand Old Flag, the artist collection by Pat Thode, maybe? Yeah, I really like that. It looks like a quilt. Very interesting. So I picked that up. And I went down this rabbit hole because poor Niecy Lynn was asking me about, it's on the wall right in front of me, about a finished piece I have on the wall. And she was looking for a copy of it. It's an out of print Heartstrings. And so as I was looking for the pattern, trying to find it for her, I ran across this one and I bought something, because isn't that the way it works, right? Always, always. And my friend Denise from Creative Quarters has an Etsy shop. She also has a new Flosstube video called Diary of a Stitcher. And I ordered this from her because this is gorgeous, and I've seen several people post it. This is by Needlework Press, The Little Busy Bee. It's a new market release. And I also picked up this one, which I didn't buy when they first came out, but I just continued to think about it. This is Sarah Barker 1840. I might start this one this week if I have the threads. I think I have them. This awesome tealish kind of variegated color is Camouflage, which is, I think, let's see who made it. Camouflage by Classic Colorworks. But isn't that fantastic? I love that. And then I bought French Garden, even though my English Garden is not stitched completely, and my 10 and 20 is languishing. My stitch 10 and 20 is behind. English Garden is in that group, so I might pull that out and start working on it. But this is French Garden by Samplers Not Forgotten. I love, love, love her stuff. She's one of my very favorite designers. And then Fiddlesticks on Etsy has stitching patterns, but she also has wool applique. So I picked up this Rebecca's Patterns. I have some of her books. Hers is all wool applique. I love her style. Thistle's Table Runner. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. And then I went and saw Michelle Rudy. I saw this at Country Sampler when Lori Textilis and I met with Donna, live from the She Shack, and our friend Jean. We stayed there for a few days at the apartment above the store. I saw this kit and I picked it up and I put it back like 100 times. And I ended up leaving it. Well, Michelle Rudy bought it and then she made it. So I blame it on her. This is Chatelaine. And this is, I think, velvet and a pretty print. And then you use buttons and thread it on. You put a key on it. Cute. And I also picked up from Fiddlesticks some hand-dyed velvet. It's very linty, of course, when it comes this way, but it's gorgeous. This is very pretty, great for backing on smalls. So, oh, and one more thing from Fiddlesticks. They were having a sale on wool, so I bought a bundle of some really gorgeous, warm, lovely browns. Yep. So that's my haul. I have something that's been on my mind. I've been thinking about this pattern for several months now, and I finally dug around in my older stash and found it. This is because I didn't know if it was exactly the way I remembered it. And it's more or less, the design itself is full coverage, but it's not backstitched. This is by Victoria Ann Designs, Provence Roses. And so this is stitched on 27 count clay Linda. And what I want to know is, how do you get a count of fabric named after you? Linda is Linda. So I'm thinking there needs to be like a 42 count Lisa. Just saying. I mean, if you're going to call dibs on it, I would say that 42 count. I know Stitchy Witch 42 Audrey. I don't know if you're watching this video or not, but 42 was my high school basketball number. So I would pick 42 count. I ordered it. It's a discontinued color, but there's really, I don't know if there's a comparable color to what you see on the cover here. So I ordered enough for this piece. I think it was really cheap. I want to say like a yard. It was $20. It was like they're trying to get rid of it. And I do believe it's an even weave. So that one's going to be in my, I don't know when I'm going to start it, because Mania is going to suck up all my new starts. So let's talk a little bit about Mania. I will do a separate video. And if you watch Stephanie, Lindy Stitches, she's doing Sania, Stitch Sania, which is cool. Yeah, you do you. And then I was watching 911 Stitcher, and I was thinking about the whole Stitch Sania thing. And Stacy from 911 Stitcher, she's like, I'm doing Stitch Insania. And I'm like, yeah, sister, I jumped right in the boat with you. I have 31 starts lined up. Most of them are smalls. There's some mediums. There's one large. In that video that I'm going to shoot, I'll show what Shanda from Stitching in Idaho and Saltbox Stitcher and I are going to start Saltbox Quilts. It was a new release from Brenda Gervais on Mother's Day. We're going to start that on Mother's Day. And there are so many Patriarch stitches that I have that I love. Like, I really wanted to double down. I wanted to start 62 things, but let's not be crazy. So I stuck with 31, and I will see how many of those I can get done in June. And I might do a second Mania in July. I don't know. We'll see if I have enough stash to cover all of that, because, man, threads are hard to get right now. I could shop my own stash. But one of the reasons why I started stitching like these kits is because it frees up skeins of floss. I don't have to worry about having dye-lot issues. I stitch what I need for that project. I reintegrate it into my stash so that I can shop for my stash. We'll see. So stay tuned for my Stitch Mania bonus video. I'll probably shoot that in a couple days. But I have a giveaway for y'all. When I stitched the berries from Blackbird Designs, I had Janine from Acorns and Threads order the called forth fabric. And I don't always do that, but I really liked the variety of fabric colors that Blackbirds chose. And I mean, I'm not going to doubt Blackbird Designs. I'm just going to say, if they say stitch it on Sanguine, I'm stitching on Sanguine. If they say stitch it on Ale, I'm stitching it on Ale. So Janine ordered, I think it was a fat 1/8, and I was able to use the half of each piece of fabric and have enough for a whole another set of berries. And I have enough lace for finishing, and I have plenty of seam binding for finishing. So my giveaway to you this time is the whole package of 36 count fabric, lace, and seam binding to make the whole set of strawberries. You will have to buy your own book because, right, you've got to buy all the Blackbird books, and I'm holding on to mine. I don't think I'll ever stitch them again, but you never know. I might stitch. Any of these would be good smalls for a retreat exchange. So if you would tell me your favorite blackbird pattern. It doesn't have to be these strawberries. Just tell me your favorite blackbird pattern. I'll be looking for the word blackbird. And if you've stitched it, maybe tell me what you loved about it. If you changed things, if you haven't stitched it yet, or you're looking for the pattern, whatever you want to tell me, just tell me what your favorite blackbird designs pattern is. So look for another video from me later this week on Stitch Mania plans. Other than that, I hope you're having some very quality time with your loved ones, and you're using virtual methods to keep up with people, to connect. And I hope you're well. I will see you next time. Take care.